Welcome to the Discovering Types example video. Now in this movie I want to go through the process of using the type ID operator to show you how to discover the type of a variable. Pretty straightforward, very simple example. I want you to get your head around what's going on with this. Alright, so notice here I have opened Visual C++ 2010 Express, and keep in mind, I haven't mentioned it in the course very many times, but once you have installed this from Microsoft's site, if you click on Start and go to All Programs, you will see Visual Studio 2010 Express, and there it is right there. Okay, so click on that, it'll get you to here. Now we're going to create a new project, and we're going to do a Win32 console application, and we will name this Type Info. And you will find a project named Type Info out there in your Work Files folder, and it will be this very project that we're going to build right here, or at least very similar to it, in case I go back and hack it up somewhere else in the course for another example. So we'll just click Next when the application wizard opens up. We'll leave it at Console App. We will choose a empty project to make it easier for us to all stay together. And it opens the project. I will go to the source files, right click, add a new item. I'm going to add a C++ file, and I'll just call this TI, both caps, just to make it easy. And now I'm ready to write some code. Well, let's write this one out. First of all, I'm going to put pound include, and I'm going to include IOStream. This will allow us to write things out to the console. And then I'll come down and input my integer main, the starting point for C++ programs, and then I'll close that out. Now we're actually ready to write some code. So the first thing we want to do is create a variable called a of a type integer, and I'll set that equal to 34, and then I'll create a double variable called b, and I will set that equal to 2. And now let's write a line to output something. So I'll call the standard namespace, I'll do cout, and this will allow me to use an IOStream to write something out. And then we're going to tell it what to send to the outstream, and we're going to send the type of A. So let's check the type of A programmatically is, and I'll close that, and then we'll out from there. Notice we're going to put type ID, and then in parentheses we're going to put not 2, that's a misprint, but A. Then we're going to call the name method of that, and notice we'll call a method just like that, and then we will close our command out. We're going to pass it an end line so that it knows that we're done, and then we'll put a semicolon on there. Okay, now to save you the time and the torture of watching me type and try to talk, I am going to jump down and just copy that, and we're going to make this one B, and we'll make this one B. So notice we're going to get A and B, so we'll see the types of those. Then we're going to do one more, and on this one we will put A times B. Alright, and then right here we will put A times B. Now notice what we're going to get here. We're going to get 3 separate lines when we run our program. We're going to get the type of A, and it should be integer. The type of B, it should be double, and the type of A plus B. Now that's interesting. If it runs A times B, it's going to have to convert one of those, and it's going to have to pass us back a result. What type is that result going to be? All right, this will answer that very important question, right? And then let's come down here, and let's just tell it return 0 if everything's okay. Alright, so if I've done everything correctly, I'm going to run this. That will compile it. It'll actually run the application, but all I'm trying to do is compile it here. Then we're going to jump out to the actual folder and check it out. So notice we got a code 0 here. We're okay. That did alright. So now I'm just going to go out to my drive, and I will go into Documents, and then I will go into Visual Studio 2010, go into Projects, and there's my Type Info project. And then if I look right here in Debug, you will notice there's my executable. So I'm going to back up to that folder, hold down my Shift key. I'm in Windows 7, so I'll hold down my Shift key, right click on Debug, and say Open Command Window here. Now if I don't do that, then I have to start at a DOS prompt by opening a command window down here and doing the CD and changing my directory path all through here. Well, now I don't have to do that, okay? And notice I can do a dir here, and I can see type info exe is in that directory, right? So I'm going to type CLS to clear the screen so you can see, and I'll just put type info. That's the name of the executable. Hit return, and there it is. Now notice it did indeed return the information. Let me make that go away. Notice the type of A is, and right here it is, the type of A is integer. No big surprise there. We knew that, okay? Let me get that back up here. The type of B is double, and that's coming from this line right here. All right, no big surprise. We knew that right here. And then notice the type of A times B. What's it going to return? Well, notice it's going to be a double. And the reason it's doing that is double is the larger of the two data types. And if it goes down to integer, it could lose something. So it's going to convert the result out to a double. And so in case it needs that much space. All right, so that is how to use Type ID. Very simple, very straightforward. But just wanted you to see it. You will see this quite a bit out there in programming.